What's good, y'all? Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be your boy right here in front of the camera, talking the whole time. So if you're someone that enjoys me, more in the field, selling, buying shoes, I am sorry. But I love being in front of the camera, dropping a video like this because I want to show you guys your boy is personable. This is what I look like. This is Dream Chaser Kicks. I just don't want to be behind the camera the whole time. But yeah, today's video, your boy talking, giving a couple tips. So I do get comments on some of my videos, and even people DMing me that come from the YouTube asking me for tips on reselling. So this video is going to be for those people. So yeah, this is for my smaller, up and coming resellers that even look up to me somewhat. But this is just me speaking on my experience, being in the game for a couple years now. And this is just things I have picked up on, things that work for me. So like I said, it may not work for you in your market, wherever you're from, but like I said, it definitely helps me. So the first tip I want to give, like I said, once again, these tips are going to be for my smaller resellers. But yeah, the first one is going to be use all your avenues to post all your shoes everywhere. I mentioned this before in a video, but again, I want to say it in this video for anyone, that YouTube's how to become a reseller, or, tips for resellers. But yeah, use all your avenues. Now, when I say that, there's Facebook. Now, on Facebook, you could post your pairs in Facebook Marketplace. I've sold pairs there before. They have a ton of sneaker groups. You just got to figure out the sneaker groups that are in your area. I sell pairs there frequently. There is OfferUp, where I often sell shoes. The only thing with OfferUp and even Facebook Marketplace, I heard there are scammers. So you have to be careful with who you meet up, where you meet up, and what time of the day you meet up. You just always want to be safe. Make sure the person has good ratings, but hey, even if they do have good ratings, they still could be scammers. But you just want to take all necessary precautions when meeting people on OfferUp. But the one thing about OfferUp that I will say is there are times when I do post on OfferUp that I honestly sell it for more than I had it posted on Instagram. You got to think, the people that are on my Instagram, they constantly see what I sell certain pairs for. A lot of them are sneakerheads, so they know sneaker market. But on OfferUp, it's just a regular person that maybe is a sneakerhead, but they don't keep up with the sneaker market. They don't know anyone else that sells shoes. That's why they're on OfferUp. So they don't really, like I said, they don't understand the market. So sometimes you can get a little bit more selling on OfferUp. There is eBay. Now, eBay is going to be great for your older pairs and your used pairs. And that's going to be a tip that I'm going to talk about here shortly. But yeah, eBay, like I will say that newer pairs, it's hard to compete because there's a bunch of people with new pairs. So often, more times than not, there's someone that's going to have newer pairs listed for cheaper than you. But used pairs and a little bit older pairs move great on eBay. So yeah, like I said, then you have GOAT. So on GOAT, you can sell new pairs and used pairs. New sometimes works on GOAT because pairs honestly move for a lot higher than like StockX market. So you will sometimes get a premium selling on GOAT. But again, used heat pairs move great on GOAT. So, and then last, honestly, to me, the most important one is your Instagram, or wherever you're trying to build your brand. For most people, it is Instagram. Now, that is where I sell most of my pairs, and that is where I hope to sell my pairs. So when you sell to people through your Instagram, whether it be locals or shipping out pairs, every sale is kind of building your brand. So like I said, you're hoping that this person tells so-and-so about your Instagram. They tag you on their story, which hopefully can bring you new clients. So Instagram is the most important, or wherever you're trying to build your brand. I do know that there are people that honestly build their brand through Snapchat, maybe even Twitter. But like whatever site that you use that you're trying to build your brand the most is going to be the most beneficial to your growth. So I definitely try to sell my pairs first on Instagram. And the thing with Instagram, again, it is more personable with me, especially being a YouTuber. You guys oftentimes see my face, and I've just found that, even me, when I buy off other people, I'm more likely to buy something from someone that I know what they look like. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is just the reality of it. I feel like most people would be like that as well. So that is why wherever you're trying to build your brand is the most important, because like eBay, OfferUp, and GOAT, the only thing on those is people don't know you as your brand. Like here, I'm Dream Chaser Kicks. Now, the one thing you can do is like when you sell to people on OfferUp, you can give them a business card. If you do go on eBay, I don't know if you throw a business card in there, if when they authenticate them, they take them out or not. But I do know whenever I sell to people on OfferUp that are local, I throw business cards in there. And then a lot of times they hit me up on the Instagram and shop more with me. So yes, please, small up and coming resellers, use all your avenues, because if you're just strictly trying to sell through your Instagram, which most people do, and you don't have a super big following, it is going to take a while to push some pairs, and that will in the end slow down business, because the way business grows and keeps going is it just has to keep going. You want to keep flipping pairs. So please use all your avenues, and you will find that it will benefit you in the long run, I promise you. So the second tip, especially if you're just starting, and honestly this is something that you can use for your whole reselling career, but it is push used shoes. Used shoes are great for business. Now there are some resellers that are super successful that don't even touch used shoes at all, but please trust me, used shoes just help business tremendously. Please trust me, I'm telling you, for a couple reasons. So one of the reasons being is a lot of the super hot shoes are expensive. You know, all your hot Jordan 4s, stuff like Cool Gray 11s, Jubilees, these are shoes that go for $300, $400, and even $500. And if you're getting to the collab stuff, that stuff is $1,000 plus. But if you get to used shoes, even worn once to twice, you are able to save yourself $100 to $200 a lot of the times. Especially if you shop here, I price my used shoes really good. So if you are saving money, your customers are able to grab these heat fire pairs for a fraction of the price. So they are a lot more likely to buy them. People buy used shoes. Trust me, a lot of people think that people don't buy used shoes. Used shoes be moving. So the second reason I recommend getting into used shoes is you need a lot less capital. You are able to buy a lot more shoes to resell at a lot lower price. Let's just say, for sake of argument, you have you're buying 10 pairs of shoes at $160, you say resales around $200, that's $1,600. But buy 10 pairs of that shoe, like used, say anywhere between $60 and $80, you are spending $600 to $800. So a little more than half off, and you are able to get the same amount of pairs. Now, because it's half off, you can buy twice as many pairs for the same price, if that makes sense. I don't know how I said it, but basically, you're able to get a lot more shoes for a lot less. So say your average margin, you don't shoot for percent, you're like $40 to $50 a pair. Buying used, say you have $1,500, you're able to grab twice as many shoes. So you were able to push twice as many pairs, twice as much profit. So the third reason why I recommend getting into used shoes is the margins are just better. People are a lot more likely to sell you a used pair for cheap. They don't want to clean it. They need the money. So used pairs you are able to get for dirt cheap sometimes, because people just want to get rid of them. So your margins, especially after you clean some of the shoes up, you could even make good margins without cleaning the shoes up. But I recommend cleaning them up, and your margins are going to be even better. So let me just run through this list really quick. I'm going to name my last 10 pairs that I sold that were used pairs, and then I'm going to go through my last 10 sales that were new pairs, and I'm going to go through the ROI and stuff like that on them. So my last 10 used pairs that I sold, a lot of these you can see that I copped in that last video, so you know I'm not lying when I tell you how much I spent. So 3 pairs of Cool Gray 11s. Again, first I'm gonna go through used. I bought a size 7.5 for $145, sold for $200. Bought a size 10, same thing, $145, sold those for $220. I bought another Cool Gray size 10.5 at $170. That pair was a little bit cleaner, sold those for $220. I bought a Wave Runner, Yeezy Wave Runner size 8.5 local, bought it for $160, sold that for $250, super clean. Another size 8.5, but it was an Air Max 1 Pattas. I'm gonna be showing you guys pictures of all these. Paid $60 for this pair. It was ridiculously clean, sold for $140. Already just right there, that's over 100% margin on that pair. Raging Bulls, y'all see me pick this up at the last event, size 8. We paid $70. There was no box, sold for $120. Taupe Haze, again, no box, size 9.5. Picked them up for $185, sold those for $240. Championship Red Dunk, another pair with no box. Picked those up for $60, sold for $100. Green Bean 5s, size 12, we picked those up for $80, sold for $120. And then the last 10, and then the last pair just out of this quick 10 is the Jordan 12 Gym Reds. I believe they were size 9. We picked those up in a coin flip for $125, sold those for $170. So just going through the numbers on these last 10 pairs, again, these are the used ones. I was into these pairs $1,200. Now the total sales on these 10 pairs was $1,780, which brought in a total profit of $580, which was a 48.33% return on investment. That is crazy. Now let me real quickly just go through the last 10 pairs that I sold that were new. I sold Moonlight 5s or Oreos, whatever you want to call them, size 8.5. I paid $160 for those, sold those for $240. That was a good sale. Jordan 12 Stealths and the 13 Dale Soles that I picked up at the last event. I paid $150 for the 12s, $120 for the 13s. Sold the 12s for $200 and the 13s for $160. I picked up the Yeezy 350 MX Salt size 11.5. Size 11, my bad. We picked those up for $195. Sold that pair for $240. Jordan 6 Carmine size 8. Picked up for $180. Sold for $220. Active Fuchsia size 4Y. Now this is a pair I had for a while, but we picked those up for $115. Sold those for $150. Jordan 6 UNC size 7Y. Picked those up for $100. Only sold them for $110. And then a Panda Dunk size 7Y. Picked those up for $90, and that pair was sold for $140. Actually, there's one more, I'm sorry. And then a Dunk Low St. John size 12 picked up for $110, sold for $160. So now please keep this in mind. I am someone that buys cheap shoes, even when it comes to new. Most people have, you know, 4s and your 3s. These shoes go for $400, so their cost for 10 pairs is going to be a lot more than mine. So for the 10 new pairs that I just listed, I'm into those pairs. I was into those pairs $1,330. The total sales on those was $1,760, which retrieved a total profit of $430, which is a 32% return on investment. Now that still is a pretty good return on investment, but compared to 48.33, and honestly my new pairs don't always move for these margins that my last 10 pair did, but with used pairs I'd say it's pretty consistent. So just going through the breakdowns of the total numbers, once again, with the used, it was $1,780 in sales. With the new, $1,760. So with the used, I spent less money to get into those pairs, but I still reached more in sales, and obviously meaning I made a lot more profit on those used pairs. Now this isn't something that just happened with this list. This is something that I find all the time. Used pairs move and they have great margins. So please, especially if you're just getting started into the resale game, I do recommend starting off with used pairs. And honestly, overall, just as your journey keeps going, still try to push used pairs. Used pairs move great margins. So now that is 3 reasons why I do recommend pushing used shoes. And this is not just something I'm telling you guys. As you've seen me mention in a couple of my recent videos, your boy is starting to pick up a lot more used shoes, and I've noticed, man, that they're great. They're moving for great margins. So this isn't just something that I heard from someone. I am pushing used shoes, and you should too. So now there's a lot more tips that I can give you guys. That is just 2 for tonight. But if you are someone that continuously watches my channel, you should have picked up on by now that I do try to give tips throughout all my videos whenever I can, just to help anyone. Now, once again, some of you guys are gonna think, why should I listen to this guy? I'm just trying to help my up-and-coming resellers that do be hitting me up, do be leaving comments. This is just stuff that works for me. I do hope, even if it's just one person, they do appreciate this video, they find this video beneficial, that helps their reselling career out. I'm not someone that gatekeeps. I'm not someone that's trying to keep tips or tricks from someone in the resale game. I am one that knows that there is money in reselling for everybody, so I try to give all the tips I can to anyone that asks me whenever I can. I'm always trying to help people out. Because there are people, honestly, like I said, that are bigger than me that honestly throw me tips all the time. So that's part of it, man. We all want to grow together. We all want to make money together. So nothing to hold on to here. So with that being said, we did surpass 3K subs. I appreciate y'all so much. You guys know I always tell you how appreciative I am of you guys, but I am. So I'm gonna give y'all a quick little $50 to one of you. So all you have to do is obviously be subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment. In that comment, please put your Cash App, so I don't even have to hit you up, try to get a hold of you. I can just Cash App you the 50. And then next week on Friday when I drop the video, I will post who the winner is and show proof that I did send them the 50 and everything. Appreciate y'all so much for being here, as I always say. So please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe. Road to 5K next. I promise you guys that I'm going to start recording everything that I do related to reselling so I can drop more content for you guys. Please come along for the ride. Please follow your boy on Instagram to get you or a loved one laced up. You know we got the holidays around the corner, so tap in on there to shop. I appreciate y'all so much for being here. Once again, please remember to enter for that $50. But you guys have a blessed rest of your night, and I will see you guys next time. Deuces.